Hey, it's Paul from howtoplaybassdotcom here. Got a quick lesson for you on playing Sting's bass line for Walking on the Moon. This is especially suitable for beginners. It's very straightforward. There's not a lot of notes in it. The trickiest part is probably the triplets that occur over every other bar in the bridge. But the easiest way, as we'll look at when we get to this section of the lesson, is to listen to the original, and especially the bridge of the original, multiple times and just hum the rhythm of the bridge in your head. It's clearly audible on the original record because the Police had such sparse instrumentation lineup. So I hope it helps you pick up this tune. It's very straightforward, as I've said, very much beginner's tune. Before we head over to the main riff and look at the noticeable and recognisable riff that Sting used all the way through the tune, just a quick reminder, if you're not a member of my mailing list, please click on the website link underneath the video. Head over to my website, subscribe to the e-zine. There's a free monthly e-zine where you get bass line in notation and tab. Plus some months now I'm going to do unique video lessons, which will only be viewable if you've got the link, and the link will only be emailed out to people who are on the list. In return for subscribing, you also get a sequence of 4 great lessons, 3 of which are video lessons, the first one of which is Sex on Fire by Kings of Leon. More details on the website, so head over there and do that. Let's go and look at the riff that's used throughout most of the song for Walking on the Moon. The main riff to Walking on the Moon is the hook of the song, what everyone recognises when you play it. So I'll play through the metronome and then we talk through the notes. Very simple. 1, 2. Repeats that phrase over and over until you get to the appropriate next section, which is the bridge. Very simply, the notes, the first phrase is just C to D, and you're playing C at the 3rd fret of the A string and D at the 5th fret of the A string. And that's the rhythm. And if you correlate it with the count, you'll notice that the first C is on beat 3 of the bar, so it's 1, 2. So you're hitting that D on the downbeat of the next bar. The next part of the phrase, or the answer part of the phrase, is simply, and again, 3, 4, 1. The long sustained note is on the downbeat. The 2 notes prior to that are F, 3rd fret of the D string, E, 2nd fret of the D string, back to C, 3rd fret of the A string. So very simple phrase, very melodic, very recognisable. So that's the first part of the song, and that's played in the bulk of the song actually. We'll go and look at the bridge now. There is just a little transition out of that riff into the bridge. We'll deal with that in the bridge section, so let's go do that. The bridge phrase is transitioned into from the main riff by a very simple variation. I'll just play that variation through and talk through that, and then we'll do the bridge. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And now's the phrase that's going to transition to the bridge. Okay, so I'm sure if you know the record you'll recognise that. Basically, you go out of the riff we've been playing, so C, C, D, and then we've got this figure, which is another D, and then those are just on the G note, which is the 5th fret of the D string. So you've got C, C, D, and then you're into the first note of the bridge pattern itself. So it's very straightforward. Okay, the bridge itself is made up of 3 4-bar phrases. The root notes, they're built pretty much on the root notes of the chord, and those root notes are B flat, F, C, and G. But the last time through, you don't go back to G, and you use the C to transition back into the riff. I'll play through the complete riff, and then we'll talk through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. time, let's talk through the notes. So this basic 4-bar pattern starts on B flat, first fret of the A string, and that's all you play is just the root notes. Now the second bar, where you move to F, is also all the root notes, but the first 3 are played in a triplet over the first 2 beats. So instead of playing, you play. The easiest way, if you're not, depending on what level you're at, if you're not particularly current on triplets and stuff, the easiest way to pick up this rhythm is to listen to the bridge section on the original recording over and over again. The bass line's really audible because the Police had such a sparse instrumental lineup, especially in this stage of the career. So you can really hear what Sting's playing. Just listen to that bridge section over and over and get humming the rhythm, and that will put the rhythm into your brain, and you'll be able to add the notes into the rhythm to come up with the part. So the second bar, so the first bar we had B flat, then we went to, and that's all F, first fret of the E string. Then we move up to C, third fret of the A string, and then down to, in the fourth bar, the root notes G, and then back to B flat. Now in that G, you've got a triplet, again, 3 notes over the first 2 beats of the bar. And then you've got the open string on the 4th beat, the open A string, as a passing tone back to B flat. So I'll play just that 4-bar phrase pretty slowly. B flat, F, C, G, and then with the passing open A string before you go back to the top of the pattern and B flat. Then on the last time through, you don't go back to G, you stay on C, and then you just back into the riff like that. Very straightforward. If you listen to the record, if you work the pattern out for the riff, play it through with the record and have a listen, you'll clearly hear where you need to stay on C and then switch from that kind of rhythm that you've just been playing with the quarter note triplets every other bar, and where you need to not go back to G and just stay on C and then go back to the riff. And that's pretty much it. It's a very basic song, but it's if you are a beginner, learning and getting through easy songs is a great way of boosting your confidence level. And some stuff in there that's a bit more advanced. The triplet rhythms aren't something that you'd normally get if you went and had kind of traditional style lessons, but you can pick them up, as I said, by really listening closely to what Sting plays on the original recording and humming the bass line to yourself. So I hope that helps. If you've got any comments, go over to my website, use the comments form, shoot me an email, and I'll catch you in the next video.